I know a big part of your team and the OneCall team's business is just even in the server storage realm,
Mm-hmm.
and would love to understand a bit more from you in regards to what that looks like. I know there's a lot of clients out there, and I know you've mentioned it before as far as storage being a major expense when it comes to maintenance.
Yeah, no, that is a good question. Usually when we get these big estate lists from organizations, almost always when you look at the line item network versus systems versus storage or something like that, storage is always the biggest number. It's very expensive. Not only is it very expensive on the CapEx side, but the maintenance is also very expensive. And any of the big OEMs, all of them, they definitely have a bit more of an aggressive, call it a bait and switch strategy. You'll spend, call it $1 million on an array, which includes 3, 4, 5 years of maintenance, whatever it might be. And then at the end of that cycle, even if you're still using it and you just need a couple more years out of it or something, you might see maintenance to maintain it after those times might be 40%. So using those numbers, you might be looking at a $400,000 maintenance bill on an end of sale or end of life storage array, because that's their life cycle is roughly 3 years. And then you're like, that's a lot of money for already a legacy system, and I know I'm going to need a new array. So you see that a lot with storage. Mike, obviously, as you kind of bumped, like you mentioned, you're in the trenches a lot. Is there another example or story where you've bumped into, like in the data center or it's a storage team, where you've seen a real life example of a customer where there's no technology reason to move, or there might be a reason why it has to stay, because they build a lot of applications around something. Do you have any examples there?
Yeah, I know our team here in Tennessee just put together a proposal. It just popped up on the screen for a 4-hour SLA for a 3-par storage appliance for a client. As you know, Joe, my expertise is not so much in the storage realm. I'm more of a network guy, but I do know kind of the major high-level highlights of this project were the savings. It was roughly about $50,000 in savings, providing the same 4-hour SLA. We were spares sitting in a depot in Colorado, and then in addition to that, I think more importantly is helping that client extend out that that refresh of that new storage appliance, which in this case is going to be a multi-million-dollar project that maybe they're not able to bite off on today, but able to extend and push out for another 18 to 24 months. And again, providing them options not only from a saving standpoint, but being able to extend or push out that refresh cycle a bit longer. Joe, I know there's a question just kind of talking about some of the skills, the technical skills of the OneCall team. I know, just kind of working with some of our engineering folks firsthand, one of the things I love is the real world experience that our engineering team brings to the table from a technical support standpoint. I've time and time again, engineers that we have on the bench are able to, help, whether it's at a CCIE Cisco level or, server storage environment. But maybe you could, touch on that just a little bit, as I know it's popped up in the questionnaire.
Yeah, I would say our army of engineers out there is broad, wide, and deep. I mean, it's which in many ways, which is actually really cool, is it also rolls into our professional services arm. But these same senior architects that do a lot of these big deployments and architecture and whatnot, they're the same engineers on the bench that also work on our maintenance side of the house. So these guys aren't just guys with certs. These are guys who do deployments. They've seen stuff in the field. They've been out there, as well as obviously gaining all the certs. So they have everything learned in the classroom, as well as in the data center, as well as in the field, and all this, and blending that together instead of, like I said, just book knowledge or whatnot. Being able to think outside the box, and in general, our goal is to or the team there in service delivery, their goal is just the individual who takes your ticket. The goal is to have that person solve the ticket. So it moves very quickly into that senior type of engineer to be able to solve that without a bunch of like ticket bureaucracy right in the middle.
I also know one of the things that our clients appreciate is the fact that we realize that most of our clients are pretty high level engineers. So we will, if it's an opportunity for us to troubleshoot, we will. If it's
Mhm.
an opportunity where, hey, you've already done the legwork and the troubleshooting and you simply need the spare to be deployed,
Mhm.
we're going to do that. We're going to make
Mhm.
that happen. We don't spend, hours of cycles of, to try. We get that spare deployed, whether it's a next business day or 4-hour SLA, and we meet that contract SLA and get it off your plate.